I'm back, Rodrance for the Black and White Network. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Well, as we know, when it comes to Donald Trump and Hollywood, we've seen Trump derangement syndrome from a plethora of actors. I like that word. Three amigos. A plethora. A plethora of actors in Hollywood, of course, that suffer from a world-class case of Trump derangement syndrome. And, of course, some of those actors, Mark Ruffalo, let's see, who else? Bette Midler, everybody on The View. And now we have Groundhog Day star Andie MacDowell, who blames Donald Trump's victory and all men for her developing panic attacks while on the set of movies, I guess. Wow, these people are really fragile. It's, I can't help but feel like my bullshit meter goes off when I read things like this. Like, I just can't imagine somebody being so triggered by an elected official to the point that they have actual breakdowns behind the scenes or in their personal life. I mean, look, I can't stand what's going on in the country right now, but life does have to go on day to day in my own life, you know. It's crazy to me, the fragileness, I mean, the patheticness. Where is the mental and physical fortitude from these people? It's pretty shocking, really. I don't know. Actress Andie MacDowell reportedly collapsed while on the set of an unspecified project in 2016 after realizing she was the only woman in the midst of a sea of men. Okay. In what she describes as, quote, a panic attack. MacDowell says she was gripped by fear with the sudden realization that she was the only woman around. Wow, hate all men. Gotcha. She couldn't handle it. Quote, I was getting ready to shoot something and I turn around and it's like a room full of men. All right. Like a sea of men. It flashed on something that was personal for me and I dropped to my knees. I'm not going there. The actress first mentioned the incident in an interview with Maria Claire in early May. She said her episode was compounded by remarks made by recently elected President Donald Trump. Quote, I was really disturbed that nobody seemed to care about the vagina grabbing comment. Oh, Jesus. I had gotten really sad. I went to do a job, a day's work, and I had my very first panic attack. She remembers going into a nearby restroom to compose herself, telling herself to, quote, get your shit together. How about you get your life together? How about you seek therapy? MacDowell did not mention anyone who was on the set at the time and didn't specify what production she was filming. She was involved in 3 projects released in 2017, including Love After Love, Only the Brave, and Christmas Inheritance. And for full disclosure, I've never heard of any of the 3 of those movies. In fact, if I'm being real, just absolutely real, the last thing I do remember seeing her in was Groundhog Day. And I mean, that's been 30 years ago at this point. I mean, I know she's been in movies and things like that, but did anybody know that Andie MacDowell was still relevant or still active in TV shows and movie making? I mean, I'm sure she was, but out of the mainstream much, I guess. Man, it is unbelievable, the virtue signaling and the fragileness from these actors when it comes to Donald Trump. Somehow she connected Trump to a room full of men, and then that gave her a panic attack. I mean, how many production sets do you think she has been on where really and truly, if she turned around, there'd be a bunch of dudes in there? But because Donald Trump had just gotten elected, now we're going off the deep end? Now we are going off the deep end. And the vagina grabbing thing, has she never been around men when they're just sitting around bullshitting and just talking? I mean, look, it's a locker room, but I'm going to be real with you. Andie MacDowell, if you ever sat around a group of women, Jesus, I mean, they will make a sailor blush. I have heard some unbelievable shit come out of mouths of a group of women sitting around bullshitting. I love how these people think that's just a male thing. Really? Come on. Wow, and I'm not talking about, skanks here. I'm talking about real world business women, people that's got great jobs, families. But when they're sitting around as a group and they're talking shop and they're bullshitting, just as bad as shit rolls out of women's mouths as any man. I can tell you that right now. Now, no, they're not going to go say stuff in front of their kids and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I get it. But, I mean, that's what people really do in real life is they sit around and bullshit and talk and cut up and yeah, you say some things that occasionally can be taken or maybe construed as vulgar. I think that's why people like Trump, to be quite honest with you. There was a certain amount of everyday working class realness from Trump. All the stuff that triggers everybody, oh, it's huge, and it's going to be huge, and it's bigly, and all this stuff that tends to trigger people didn't bother anybody. It was like, oh, yeah, okay, gotcha. He just sort of a dude that's down to earth, and he's talking to his rally, he's talking to his people, he's talking to American people, like they're just in a room and we're having a conversation, and he's taking things from the presidency and what's going on with the country, and he's breaking it down and sending it out in common sense, working class American speak. People are tired of political speak and the political correctness of political speak. People are done with that. Okay, I said that's why he resonated. That's why so many people left the Democratic Party to vote for Trump. It was like, man, this guy seems like, and I'll continue to say, he was an independent that had a very conservative belief set. Okay? I think that's why he would shit on Republicans and Democrats all the time, and we know that. Tell me what you think about Andie MacDowell. Andie MacDowell, a name I have not heard since ever. More Hollywood actor bullshit. This is just lunacy to me. You had a breakdown because of one comment that the newly elected president made behind closed doors, whatever. And that triggered you into a breakdown. Wow. I mean, the fragileness of it all. Oh, man. Cry baby. I mean, come on. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.